Hello everyone, we got this new thing was it from Amazon?
Yeah, we bought it. It's made by the company called Belkin, who's been making stuff a very long time. It's a little star-shaped thing that is going to let me try to share out my headphone jack to up to 5 different headphones. And this is where an electrical engineer can chime in, or am I about to blow out my sound card by having 3 headphones plugged into one headphone? So anyway, we're going to see how it works. We know you can split like 2, no problem, but I've never tried to split 3 headphone signals at once. So
let's see what happens.
Let's see what happens. So why did we do that? We're having echo issues when we do our recordings, and we noticed that professional people have headphones on so that you can listen to your voice and not have it feed back into the microphone. So we're going to try to be sort of professional. So we're just going to have fun here. This is no intentional thing here. We're going to go back over recording, though, because that's what we're going to be doing. So let's start that. How do you do that? We got to bring up the playlist, right? And we're going to have to assign, no, it was Mixer. Look at that. She knows how to use the software better than I do.
Boy, I remember that person.
Okay, so what do we have to do?
Assign
new audio track. So first things first, we've already gone to options. We already have our audio settings. We already have it set to audio. We've already set the buffer length. So let's get that out of the way real quick. We did that in the last video. So
assigned a new audio track. And then we can move it down if we wanted to.
Yeah, so if you wanted to, you could right click and that brings up options, and one of them is move down.
So you can keep moving up.
You can move it down, move it up, whatever you want to do. So now I'm right clicking.
Color and icon.
So let's call it voice
headphones
01.
Okay.
And we can color it. Let Katya, do you want to do that one? Mm-hmm. Okay, there we go.
Dark magenta. Ooh.
And then you little check mark here to accept it. Okay, so that is part of it. Now we have a track assigned to the voice. Now we bring the mixer back up. You need to arm disc recording. Now the next step, we already have our headphone jack installed. Normally what I would have to do would be to turn down my speaker volume, but we're going to leave that where it is because we have headphones on now. So next step is going to be turn on your microphone. FL Studio Audio Mono, line 1. See now we see levels. Now we're doing audio levels. Let's put on our headphones. Can you hear? I can hear too.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody hears? Do you notice there's a little bit of a latency? Meaning we say something and it takes a split second to hear it back into your headphones. Yep. So even as fast as things are, they take time. So, okay, well that's good. We can all hear, right? Can you hear?
Mm-hmm.
And you can hear?
Yes.
All right. Maybe if is that too loud?
That's fine.
Okay, you still okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're trying to make sure my ears, I've been to a lot of concerts, so my ears are not as sensitive.
But we haven't been to any concerts. Or at least none that I know of.
Are we getting echo?
Yes.
We are getting echo still.
A little bit.
Yeah. Okay, so this is where the YouTube community is going to help us out and let us know what we're doing wrong. So it could be we need a USB microphone. That'll be the next thing maybe we'll... Yeah, because I don't have any echo effects turned on. We have headphones on, so that's not the problem. But we're still getting feedback. Okay, well, we'll use it. I guess we're going to have an echo effect. All right, so who wants to go first?
Lisa.
So I think we have already set up. This is lit up, so it'll be a countdown.
I don't know. I'm just going to say some random words.
But you know what we could do?
Copying.
Is remember we were talking about how singers, we go boot up, pop, lippity pop, pop, pop.
Yeah, I can copy that.
And there's plenty of songs where the singers kind of embellish with their voices.
Without copying.
Without instruments, right? They use their voice as the instrument. Okay, so are you ready?
Yes.
So we clicked record button. That brought up the audio. The one we want is the audio into the playlist as an audio clip. As soon as I clip this, are you ready? Okay. Okay. So the second you hit the stop button, notice it automatically starts playing it. So let's hit stop. We'll
turn it on to 9.
You know what? Let's turn off the microphone, right? Because it's really weird hearing your voice. There we go. Okay, so we turned off the microphones. We can take off our headphones. It is really weird to hear yourself while you're trying to do work. Okay, so the first thing we figured out that we'd like to do is I like to double click it and save it as a recorded item. So please leave a comment if there is a better way to do this, but this is how we do it, and so that's how we're gonna do it. So I double click it, and that brings it up, and now over in the left it says recorded song instead of our pattern. So, or it said sample before, now it says recorded song. So edit sample. So what I did is I right click and we're going edit sample. That opens up the Edison plugin that lets you manipulate. At some point this thing must do a whole bunch of different things, right? It must do a lot. So we're gonna have to learn how to use this, but right now we're merely using it to save our samples. So we go save sample as, and then make sure you don't touch a screen though, because it's a touch screen. So the second you touch it, it's gonna touch whatever you touch. Okay, so we'll do LZ. Is there any title for this little thing we've done? Blah 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 blah. We already had a blah blah song.
Blah blah song.
Okay. So we're saving that.
You want to do effects?
Do you want to do effects? So do you want me to pull out? Do you want me to pull out the headphone jack and we can listen to it on the speakers? Yeah, how about we do that? We'll turn that up. And so now I think we can close this. And now over in our what is this called? What was the word they used? A browser, yes. See, I forget the terminology here. In the browser, you go down to recorded, and it should have LZ blah blah song. Oh, the second I clicked it, it started. Okay, so we can bring it up here. And so now you see the original one on the playlist says recording song test, and it has a date and a time, it looks like. Once we saved it, it now shows up as something different. It's the name of what we named it. Now we can double click this one, and now separately, now this is a good technique. Now this is again where people can leave comments of a better way to do this. But if you wanted to use your same voice sample and do a bunch of different things to it, what you could do is you could save it as the same, LZ blah blah song 01, 02, 03, bring them each as their own separate item. You could have one where it's going real fast, one where it's going real slow, one where the pitch sounds different.
I remember the pitch when I sounded like almost I was an adult.
So if everybody looks in the wording on the YouTube channels, you'll notice I put in a mention about a Lee Scratch Perry song. And you need to make sure you find the right one that is 6 minutes and 31 seconds, I believe, because each version is slightly different. And the one that reads 6 minutes, 31 seconds has a different version. So if you listen to his song, Lee Scratch Perry, he records himself going like, yeah, 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 yeah. And then the second, he plays it real fast. Yeah, 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 yeah. And then he actually uses the yeah, 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 yeah. It's part of the melody mixed in with his song. So you can do a lot of really interesting things with your voice once we know how to do it. All right, what did you want to do with your...
I want to make me look
so
funny.
Okay, so that's, let's go negative pitch.
All the way.
All the way. Let's see what all the way negative pitch will do for us. It was all negative pitch? Yeah, it's true.
Put it on quarter.
Let's see if we mull it forward. So what would have we done? We've slowed it down and then we're stretching it out even more. It should sound really weird. Okay, so let's go negative on mull. And so now you stretched it out and now you're squeezing it back together a little bit.
Squeezing.
So let's see what this sounds like. So you see that? How it makes it a really interesting, almost like a noise now, right? Instead of being a spoken word.
Can we do the one right next to
this one that, yeah, just a little bit. Let's see what happens. That's weird. Does the trim go negative? No, the trim doesn't go negative. The pitch the other direction?
No, half negative.
Half negative. Okay, let's see. We'll bring the pitch back up a little bit. Now we still have mull on here. You can turn off the mull.
Oh, I don't want mull.
Here we go. I think if you just, let's see what happens. I think you take your little pointer and you can just bring it up real fast. That went real nice. Okay.
No.
Let's see if we bring it like an eighth here. It really makes huge differences, doesn't it?
Yeah. Have we tried out
the other buttons here? Let's see what this one does. Okay.
Can we turn off the voice?
Let's see. The crossfade almost brings in a second. Okay, let's bring that back down.
Yeah, nuts.
And then in and out, I think, thins it out at the beginning for in. So that'll fade it in. Or if you go out.
What if we do both?
Out will thin it. I think it's just going to thin it across the board. You see how it makes the entire thing? It's probably almost just like turning the volume down. You can hardly hear it, right? It's like basically turning the volume down. So I would say doing both is not necessarily going to do what you want because it's basically turning the volume down. But if you wanted to create an effect where it got from quiet to loud or from loud to quiet, you could use the in and out. You want to do a recording now? Okay, are you good with your recording?
Yes, I'm good with my recording. I think that's enough of me changing my voice and making weird sounds.
Okay, so what are we going to need to do? We're going to turn this down so we don't blow our eardrums.
So that way we don't blow our eardrums.
Then we're gonna. I think we're gonna plug our headphone jack back in so we can all go to headphones.
I don't think
we're gonna close this one out.
Are going to go, wow, that's really loud.
They might. It's hard to say. Okay, so what do we need to do? I think we need to arm disk recording. Change it from none. It'll be interesting to see. It should just record a new.
You should probably get rid of that.
You want to get rid of that? Or do you want, let's see what happens if we record it and there's already one there. What's going to happen to this thing? We don't know. You learn by doing. Okay, so now we've turned on the microphone. Does everybody hear themselves in their headphones?
Yeah. Yeah.
I do hear me. I hear myself now too. Okay. So, are you ready? We're going to go back over here, record. We're going to say audio into the playlist. It's an audio clip. Okay, now remember last time we heard a click, 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 and then that's the countdown. So the second I hit this, you're going to go click, click, click in your ears, and then I'll point to you. And then you point back to me when it's time for me to hit stop, okay? Ready?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Okay, let's stop for a second. So,
happy birthday to you.
okay, see what happens? So you do have to delete all of these off the playlist.
I think we're going to have to start over.
So we're going to have to start over. So what happened was we tried to record and all the other songs we had in the playlist started to play. Which makes sense, right? Because as it goes across the playlist, it's going to play. So let's bring this back up and our second performer can perform. Are you ready? We'll try this again. Take two.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Lisa. Happy birthday to you.
Okay, so let's unplug let's turn off microphone. Take off our headphones.
Oh, you turned my headphones.
I know, but we need to turn this up. Okay. You know, we don't have the controller plugged in right now, and I kind of miss having the controller because I have to go. No, it's okay, but I'm so used to using the controller now to it has a nice big stop button. So instead of grabbing your mouse and trying to find the stop or the record or the play, I just hit the controller because I know right where it is. Anyway, so that controller is handy. We just we're making it real simple today. So what we need to do, we're going to do this again, how we are saving songs, and please leave a comment if you have a much more efficient way to do this. This is what we're currently doing to get it into recorded. I double click the song, and now it showed up as recorded song right here. Right click, I'm going to say edit sample. That brings up the Edison. I click the little disc icon, which is going to be save sample as, and this is going to be
Happy birthday.
KY_happy birthday song. Okay.
Happy birthday.
So now we have that saved. We can close out.
Can we put
Let's get rid of that. We'll bring it back over. And now we can play it.
Happy birthday to you. I say you turn her into a man.
You want me to do that? Okay. Okay, let's see.
Yeah, that's okay.
So that was pitch, right?
Yeah.
All the way back on pitch. Let's see what happens.
No, quarter pitch.
You want to do quarter first? Okay, so what I did is I'm left clicking and dragging the mouse down, and that's like spinning this button. Happy birthday to you.
It sounds like I'm super bored.
Okay, now here we go. Full.
Can I look at the controller?
No, we don't need it. It's okay. We're gonna wrap up shortly. I gotta get to work. All right.
I didn't know that.
Here we go. We'll bring this.
That one.
Hold on. Let's get rid of the pitch.
This is one under it. The mouse comes in handy. So.
And which one? This one here?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we've ever used this.
Oh,
was it shortening it?
No, it's making us look close at it.
What do you think it's doing?
Wait, it's making us have a good look.
So it's shortening it, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it just changes the start point.
It's making it is that
what does it say? Song
SMP start.
SMP start. So it changes the starting point. So I guess if you wanted, it's like if you wanted to do a trim on it, but you didn't want to do trim it and save it, you could shorten it that way.
Make a song now?
Well, I kind of wanted to do, you know what, let's wrap up the video here, and then we're going to do a special video with a song that Papa wants to work on. Yeah. Okay, so we're just kind of having fun here. You see that we're getting a little more comfortable doing recording. We tried, no, it's okay. They can look at it. We tried a headphone splitter to see if plugging into headphones would take the echo out of our recording. It did not, did it?
No. But at least they didn't have to hear as much.
That's true. Well, no, but there's still about the same amount of echo as we had before. Anyway, we're still working on it. I guess the next thing we could try would be an external microphone, and short of the very helpful YouTube community out there giving us some advice, which I hope they will.
It would be very helpful if they could give us some advice.
So please leave a comment with your suggestions what we're doing wrong. So what have we done? We've taken the speakers out of the equation. We tried it first with turning speakers down, then we tried plugging headphones in, and that still didn't do it. So I have a feeling we're doing something wrong where like extra channels are recording and feeding it back in, like we're recording somehow on 2 tracks and it's feeding the 2 tracks, creating an echo effect maybe. I don't know. It's hard to say.
I mean, there is 2 voice ones.
There is 2 voice, but there wasn't the first time. And we still had an echo on yours, right? Yeah, so that's not the problem. Anyway, all right, are we ready to wrap up? So we're going to end. Good night, everybody. Thank you very much. Please like and subscribe and share the videos out. That helps out the channel. That's it? Yeah. Okay, good night, everybody. We're going to have some of these little fun sessions. I think once we learn the software enough, we're going to go down a whole road of kind of starting from scratch. I think the teaser for where we should go. Remember we were looking at the pictures of the flutes from 40,000 years ago? Oh, yeah. So I think what we'll do next is we'll kind of go down on a music lesson. I think the very first thing we should start with is what was the very first music that was made. So we did a little initial research and we found some flutes that were made.
Wasn't one of them, 2 of them made out of like
bone?
Bone from swans and
different kinds of bone, yeah. So some of them looked sort of like a flute. Some of them you weren't sure because it was broken off, and some of them definitely looked like flutes. So, okay, let's wrap it up there. Everybody say good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you, FL Studio.
Yes, most importantly, thank you, FL Studio. That was very nice. We're really enjoying this. Thank you.